Good morning. My name is Carrie Drolet, and this is Connecting Seniors San Diego. Oftentimes, seniors that need to make major life transitions or big decisions find themselves alone. Either they're in conflict with family members or they just need some additional support. That's where a life care manager can become extremely valuable. Today, we are here with MaryAnn Lentini. She is a life care manager and has been for many, many years in San Diego. We are super excited to have you. MaryAnn, tell us what a life care manager or geriatric manager is.
So basically, we are healthcare professionals, social workers, nurses who meet with clients, their loved ones, their family members, and the goal is to improve their quality of life. We sometimes like to refer to this as building a village around them. I like to call myself a healthcare advisor to help you navigate the complex, sometimes very frustrating healthcare systems out there. For example, your insurance company. I also like to call us, as you said, a client advocate, to give the client back a voice, to enable them to speak up to their family and tell them what they want. And then we're educators. San Diego has an abundance of resources available, both profit and nonprofit. But many, many times our family members don't live in San Diego. They don't know what the resources are, or the senior can't get out to learn about them. So we appreciate programs like you.
Awesome. And what's the difference between a life care manager versus a case manager?
Great question. Most people come in contact with what we call a case manager at a hospital. There's someone that guides you through your rehabilitation while you're hospitalized, and they also come up with a safe discharge plan. The difference is a life care manager takes into account all of that, plus any transition that goes on throughout their life. So we look at many, many different aspects.
Okay. And when would be a good time for someone to contact a life care manager?
I always like to say the sooner the better, because we don't want to be dealing with issues while we're in crisis. We want to try to do as much prevention as possible. And by having this education, these resources, we could prevent a lot of things that are happening in the home, for example.
Right. Gosh, we run across all the time, especially with our clients, families not involved, they're by themselves. And a lot of times they become, so overwhelmed that they don't do anything. They don't make a decision and they're just sort of stuck. So, yeah, it's amazing to know that there's people like you that can actually, come in and walk them through that whole process and get them to where they need to be.
It's a great point because you get frozen. You
Mhm.
feel like you just don't know where to start. So if we can meet with these people and start the process of just talking about things, you can see the weight lifted off their shoulders.
That's awesome.
It's great work.
Now, Mary, what specific items can a life care manager address?
Good question. We take a look at everything, honestly. We can look at the individual's finances, for example. How are they going to afford care in the home? And maybe they've lived in the same home for many, many years, and they're considering out-of-home placement. So they feel like, I don't know where to start. How do I get rid of all my stuff? Who's going to help me with that? We take a look at possibly considering a reverse mortgage to pay for home care so you can stay at home where you might want to remain for a while. We look at your paperwork. For example, do you have a durable power of attorney for healthcare? Because if you're hospitalized, the hospital is going to want a copy of that. Do you have long-term healthcare insurance? And when was the last time you looked at your policy? Do you understand how to use it? Other things would be your support system, like we mentioned earlier. Are you alone? Is your family here? Are they involved or do they live out of the area? How's your nutrition status? Are you skipping meals? Are you starting to lose excessive amounts of weight? Sometimes loved ones will call their family and check in with them by phone, but they haven't seen them in a while. And it's a total shock to see what's going on. Um, we take a look at how they feel mentally. Is there depression? Are we starting to see signs of Alzheimer's? Is there mail piled up, bills not paid? We truly look at everything.
Oh, that's so great and so needed.
Well, it's like peeling the onion.
Yeah.
You get one layer after another, and you just keep peeling. But you do it in a proper order, and you don't want to bombard the client with too much too soon so that they're part of that process.
Wonderful. What's the best way for someone to get a hold of you?
Well, I like to advise my clients if they're looking for a life care manager or a geriatric care manager um, through your hospital. For example, you can call the social work department and ask to talk to a social worker or a case manager who might know a life care manager that they already work with. So there's a rapport, they know this person personally, and they can refer them. Um, I have a website and I run my own business, so people can contact me through my phone number or through my website.
Perfect. And is it a free consultation?
The consultation is not free because I do a complete assessment, which usually takes at least 2 hours because we are looking at everything. And at that time, we can also start putting them on the right path with the proper resources. But we want to make sure we know what the costs of those resources are when we discuss it with the client.
So you are already starting to essentially work for them the minute that you show up.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Because I am bringing sometimes to light what's been going on that they probably are a little aware of but haven't addressed. It's kind of like the elephant in the room.
Right. Thanks again for joining us, and thank you so much for your service to seniors.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. For more information, please contact MaryAnn at the number below. Thanks again for joining us, and stay safe, San Diego.